Sara Steiner here. I've been speaking for some months now about the Puna geothermal plant in Pahoa, Hawaii, and have a little Facebook page here, Ole PGV, where I post a lot of my research, and also the prior speaker, Larry Wood. His research goes on there, and other notes from the community when they get gassed during flow tests, and also, just alerting us to different things. So first I want to kind of follow up on what Larry was talking about the lack of emergency response plans. And I want to just say that I've been researching all the government agencies, and I believe they're all kind of working together to enable Puna Geothermal Venture to exist without proper regulations or safety protections for the residents. Okay, so just as an example, we can go to the Hawaii Volcano Observatory. So this is the federal government. Here's their, lower east rift zone. You'll see all their seismometers, or actually these are the GPS coordinates. So that's going to tell you, if things move or things. When I checked, like last year when we were going to go, have a meeting, none of the GPS instruments have been working in Puna. This is a triangulation of the Puna Geothermal Venture Plant. None of the GPS stations work around PGV. Okay, not only do the GPS stations not work, we've got, these are the seismometers, these triangles. If you go to the Hawaii Volcano Observatory and you put in earthquakes, you can see earthquakes. You can go to the instruments and you can see, the cameras, their GPS coordinates, seismometers here. So here, we used to have about these, there was, 5 or 6 even seismometers surrounding Puna Geothermal Venture, and that was prior to 2018. Okay, since 2018, ERZ34 is gone. Okay, 2816 was a high power motion sensor in Pahoa. That has been taken off because I've been writing letters asking them, why do they have these broken seismometers on here? Nobody ever writes me back, but they take them on and off. Okay, right now, currently, you can see ERZ3, which is in Kapoho. There's no data associated to that. You can go click on the seismometer and there's no data. The same with PO7, which I don't even know, I couldn't find that when I looked last week preparing for today. But for the last few months, it comes and goes. They'll put the triangle up there like we have this seismometer, no data associated. Now we have, this is where PGV is at the Leilani Estates subdivision. We've got, Pahoa's here. We got Nanavali. We have subdivisions up and down the coast, although these, of course, got covered in lava. The latest casualty of the USGS is the seismometer Clued. Now, Clued is in Leilani Estates, towards the back end here along the rift zone where the fissure lines were. And now Clued has had, coincidentally, no seismic monitoring data for years now. Why are these seismometers on here? We have no protection from the USGS. Okay. We happen to know that PGV causes earthquakes. These are earthquakes that were recorded by scientists, student scientists working on their theses, and PGV allowed them to record their seismicity. Those are the only 2 studies, and since 2009, PGV has not allowed anyone to record their seismicity. So there's no record of it. Does this look like no seismicity? This is a lot of seismicity. This is 6,000 and some odd earthquakes in 3 years worth of time. And so that, we believe, weakens the rift zone. The fissure line broke out right along the densest parts of this cluster of these earthquakes, and the scientists said that these are you know, these orange earthquakes, the thousands in 3 years, were most likely made by the operation of the Puna geothermal venture plant. Okay, all that's being ignored. And so, you know, not only does the USGS not protect us, I want to talk now about what I was talking about last month, which was I found out that the state of Hawaii Clean Water Branch runs the underground injection control permit program for PGV. And we figured out that PGV has been operating an injection well, KS21, for 2 years, since June of 2023, without an injection well permit from the state. Okay, and it took the state some years, a year and a half, to figure it out. And when they asked PGV in February of 2025 to stop using the well, PGV did not stop using the well, and then they didn't stop until April. So another 2 months went by, and I got a copy of a letter dated May 12th from the, the state of Hawaii Department of Health, and we're going to see what kind of sanctions PGV is going to get for this operating without a permit. Because this is a pattern, okay? It's a pattern. We have no seismic monitoring. We have no underground injection well permits. And I just found out, I had a meeting with Mayor Kimo Alameda on Monday, and today is Thursday, so 3 days ago or whatever, I met with the mayor. And I found out through a Freedom of Information Request Act that Puna Geothermal Venture has pulled 82 permits. They've applied for 82 building permits over the years, since 1980, since they've been on that property. Yet somehow they have only ever finalized 30 permits. Okay, and most of those 30 have to do with electrical permits, which are hooked up to HELCO electricity, and so therefore they have to be permitted. HELCO requires it. But somehow the county of Hawaii doesn't require it. They just keep rubber stamping. I mean, you can look, I got years of permits here. Sometimes they even issue the permit on the same day PGV takes it in. It's not like they even review it. They issue it, give it back to them, and that's it. You never see them again. You don't hear them. They don't call for an inspection. So they have no building permit finalized for what they opened in 1993 for that power plant. It is not finalized. In 2009, PGV built a whole other, they expanded their operation another 8 megawatts, and they didn't get a building permit. All those permits are not finalized. In 2009, they pulled out about 10 permits, not finalized. So now, since the lava flow, PGV has pulled out 23 permits so far, from everything from their new, air sensor monitoring, hydrogen sulfide monitors uphill and upwind. Those are not finalized, okay? PGV has, it says, check with the building department, resubmittal required on their plans. They're not doing it. Nobody makes them comply. We're seeing huge trucks driving into PGV with police escorts, and this equipment is like monstrous. It looks like rockets or, and pipes, miles and miles and miles of pipes, and all this equipment they don't have a permit to be installing. And so what is going on here? We've got the state of Hawaii, the health department denies us a contested case for 7 years because we've been being gassed. PGV is allowed to have no permit, no monitoring on their source. There's no air modeling. There's no proof they gas us. Right now, if we call emergency 911 because we're being gassed, we're told to call PGV, their hotline. Like, how does that happen? You call because there's a fire and they tell you, oh, well, go call Ainaloa's, go call the volunteer fire department. I mean, it's none of the agencies, the county, the state, and the federal government, they are not doing their job of regulating Puna Geothermal Venture. The state has this big plan. We've been seeing it all over, how they're going to force geothermal on all Hawaiian homelands and everybody's going to make money for housing. It's not happening. Even this one geothermal plant they can't do properly. We have to sue constantly. Aloha.